Can you hear me out there? Can you hear me all right? Underneath the stars, with the stars. How many of you know where Gastonia is? Just like at home. First time I went climbing in Gastonia, I went rock climbing, and it was Crowder Mountain. Probably 25 summers ago. And since that time, I've probably been climbing in 22 different countries, maybe more. Some of them won't admit it. But there's one thing that makes Gastonia climbing easily top 3 in the entire world, and I say that with absolute authority. Right about now is when the fireflies come out. And since I last saw y'all, I moved to Japan for a couple of years. Something I always thought about doing. I packed up my cattle dog and an extra pair of socks. And I moved to Midtown Tokyo. And I went camping, I went kayaking, I went up into the north of Japan where the floods are now, all up into the Hokkaido area and so on. A lot of campfires, a lot of sitting around, and made my way pretty good in the language. I learned how to speak East Coast. Are you out of your fucking mind? Come on, what are we pretending to not know here, brother? And Nakoto Yunayo, don't be ridiculous. And I had to explain to them what fireflies were. They'd seen it on television. Maybe in the farthest north of the island that might exist. They'd never really seen it before, and I had to explain them. I come from Indiana with a banjo on my knee. I got a picture of me learning to tie my shoe when I was 5 years old, maybe, and I'm wearing bib overalls, and the fella teaching me is wearing bib overalls as well. And I explained to these folks, some of them in their 80s, Japanese who didn't speak a word of English, never left Japan ever in their life. I said, a potluck dinner is where everybody brings whatever they can afford to bring, and you put it on one long table, and you usually set that up wherever the water is, wherever the lake, the river, salt water, the creek, the canal. You know what I'm talking about. And I remember growing up, We lived in student housing. My dad was just starting college on the GI Bill. And there were potluck dinners every Saturday night. I realize now because a lot of the folks otherwise couldn't afford to eat. And you would see, I explained to my friends that you would see a family of 3 young girls and a mom and a dad show up, and all they would have was enough money for 2 cans of vegetarian beans. I said, that goes into the pot. All you can afford is to pick some tomatoes out the back of your garden, chop them, that goes in the pot. And if you got enough dollars in your pocket, sack it to us, bring the whole pie, set it next to the pot. And they would ask me, well, where do the fireflies come in? And I'd tell them, well, inevitably, per potluck dinner, at least 2 kids will become temporarily unlocated. Usually when they got to go pee down by the creek. So you put the fireflies in the empty mason jar, and anytime one of the kids got to go down to the creek, you take a friend, one of the dogs, and a mason jar full of fireflies so you can locate them when they get lost. Did you do this as a kid? Walking around with a mason jar, and you would look like ghosts off in the reeds. Little ghosts laughing. Like kids laughing. And if you go to Gastonia right now, and you take that road, that hike trail up back at Crowder Mountain, when the sun goes down and it gets this dark, the fireflies come out, and there are so many of them, you can turn your flashlight off, and you walk straight into the past. Lasts like that for about a quarter of a mile. There are so many of them, it's like Stargate or something. It's a tunnel. Millions and millions. Just thought I'd mention it. One last thing about Japan, we have a saying, Ichimankai kokoro, it means 10,000 times hard. 10,000 times hard, Charlotte, I'm having a great time. I hope you are too. Now, values, priorities, ice cream. Well, someone else here, baby, needs something to give you a go. Yeah, someone else here, baby, needs something to give you a go. Yeah, look out now, I got something to you. Yeah, look right by, just about 11 o'clock. Yeah, who's passing by, just about 11 o'clock. Yeah, let me go you one time, in a regular style. Dixie comes, all flavors and push-ups too. I mean, I should be stop me where to pass the line. All my flavor down here need to satisfy. You want to take it?